again. Welcome to my first episode for week 2. I made it through a whole week. This weekend, I knocked off quite a bit, actually. My piles, there's a couple that are double features, but I have 13 movies I watched over the weekend, and they all range from mediocre to really good. I'm kind of excited to talk about some of these and showcase them off in case you don't have them in your collections. But hockey playoffs also started this weekend, so I've had to squeeze it in around watching hockey. And coming up on my next episode, I won't talk about the next episode. I'm just going to get straight to this weekend's. This would be stuff I watched on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and a little bit Monday. But yes, I'm going to get right off going here. My first title was, I've seen this movie probably this would be the 4th watch of this one. And that's Jack Frost from, I believe this came out in 98. I'll verify that in a second here. What's it say? Actually, it says 96 on the back of here, but I could have sworn this was a 98 movie, but whatever. 96 we'll go with. Yeah, Jack Frost. Just this is from MVD Rewind Collection. I think that's probably one of the only ways to get it. They're like the newest people to have put it out, so I'm guessing that it's probably the only way. It's got just the regular cover art on there. It does have reversible. I don't know why I don't have it switched to the reversible. So yeah, it's got the regular and then it's got the reversible there, which I like. So I'll be switching that around. So put it back in. Oh, I like when they do reversible. That way the slipcover art is different from the art underneath. It's much better. Yeah, it also comes with a little mini poster here. It's not big. It's just like super mini. It's just their new cover art. Yeah, and Jack Frost. Anybody that hasn't seen Jack Frost needs to give it a watch. Just don't expect a lot. Like it's low budget cheese. But the one-liners, man, the one-liners in this thing are off the chart. Like, oh, I have to give one. I'm gonna tell one scene in the movie that needs to be seen. But Jack Frost basically rapes a woman. It's what's her name from American Pie? All her name's blanking on me right now. Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie. She gets raped in the shower by Jack Frost as a snowman. In case you didn't know, it's a serial killer who gets turned into a snowman when he gets killed. I'll just keep it basic, that way I don't reveal too much of the plot if you haven't seen it. But snowman who gets killed, or serial killer gets killed, turned into a snowman, and the cheese begins. The one-liners, like he's raping Shannon Elizabeth in the shower, and when he's done, he says one of the greatest lines of all time, and that's, "Looks like Christmas is coming early this year." Oh my god. So the whole movie filled with lines like that. Just absolutely excellent. Fun watch. 4th time I've seen it. To be honest, it gets better each time I watch it. The first time I watched it, it was like a 2. Like 1.5 to 2 for me. And then the second time it bumped up. And then this newest time I just enjoyed it a lot. I was laughing throughout. Depends on your mood, I guess. What you're in the mood for. But yeah, that's number 35 on the MVD line. Sorry. I don't have a whole lot of them. MVD Rewind Collection. But like, it sucks that some of them go out of print, and then if you want to finish that numbered series, you're looking at $100 for a movie. It's ridiculous. The next one here, I watched. This one I was really looking forward to watching for the first time ever. I had just picked it up from Arrow Video, and that's New Fist of Fury. It's limited edition Arrow here. It's Jackie Chan's first starring role. He's in a few movies before this, but not as like the lead. He's the lead in this, and it's sort of considered like the like unofficial sequel to Fists of Fury with Bruce Lee. Same character. So it did have reversible art, and I have it on the case already. So that's the reversible art. The other art is just the art that's on the slipcover, which is nice. Good stuff there. There's the spine. And this is the limited edition. I don't even know if there is a standard of this. I think it only comes in limited edition from Arrow. Pretty sure. I'll show you some of the stuff in here first before I talk about the movie. This is just the card that shows you what's coming soon. This is another poster here, obviously with the new art. And then the original there. They're both nice, actually. Now, with that said, I had a lot of hopes for this, and I think my hopes were too high. I'm a huge fan of classic martial arts movies. Like, they're probably my second favorite genre of movies. Horror first, and martial arts second. And this one disappointed me a lot, actually. Like, I gave it a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and that's rare for me. Usually a martial arts movie is going to be at least a 3. But it was the disappointment. Like, it delivers some cool scenes, and the fighting is okay. It's not like Shaw Brothers good, but it's okay. And the performances are all okay, but like, I watched this twice, actually, back to back. I watched the 120-minute original Mandarin or Cantonese language version of the film. It was like the theatrical original. And then there was an 86-minute US theatrical release that I watched as well. I watched them both just to see which one I like better. And the longer one's better. It adds in more storyline and gives you a little bit more to deal with. But the movie itself fell short for me. The ending is abrupt and just like comes to a close really quickly. I didn't hate it, but it was just, I don't know. I expect more from my martial arts movies, and the comedy didn't really land for me. This limited edition does come with a pretty thick booklet here. It's, how many pages is this? A 30-page booklet, and it's just tells you about the whole making of, the whole like history of it, the leading into, or how it is part of the Bruce Lee one, which Jackie Chan was like a stunt coordinator on, was the original Fist of Fury. I'm pretty sure he was a stunt coordinator. Not 100% positive, but I know he was part of the original with Bruce Lee. But here's the thing, if you're new to the martial arts genre, I wouldn't start here. I would start with something like Ip Man, like a modern martial arts, if you've never seen one before. Something like Ip Man. Fist of Legend with Jet Li would be a good starting point. Legend of the Drunken Master with Jackie Chan would be a good starting point for someone new to martial arts. and then work your way into the older stuff. And like, I personally find the older stuff some of the greatest of all time, but I would understand why your average person watching that hasn't watched many martial arts or any at all would be turned off by it, because you have to get used to it. It's hard to get used to it. But I felt like I've loved martial arts movies since I was like a young teenager, like preteen almost. And it I up until 2 or 3 years ago, I had never seen a martial arts movie that came out before like 1985. So it's very recent that I've started deep diving into the Shaw history and all these classics. And I've been enjoying myself a lot. There's so much fun to be had. Some of them, so many modern movies rip from them so much, it's crazy. But I wouldn't start with New Fist of Fury. It's a must watch for any fan of martial arts for sure, because it's a part of martial arts film history. But I wouldn't start there. Start with some Shaw Brothers if you're going to the classics. My next one here is a double feature I watched this morning before the first hockey game started. And this is from Scream Factory. It's a double feature. It's Night of the Sorcerers. That's the first one I watched. And then the second one's the Lorelai's Grasp. I thought it was Lorelai's Grasp, but in the movie they pronounce it Lorelei. And no reversible art here, but they do have this technically reversible art. It's the 2 art from the original movie and scenes from it and stuff, but not a spine or anything that tells the name, so it's not technically reversible. I'll do the first one here, Night of the Sorcerers. This one's from 74. Actually, are they both 74? Yeah, they're both 1974. Night of the Sorcerers was extremely basic, but like storyline. It was very just straight to the point, not doing much different. There's some slow motion scenes where I don't want to ruin what the killers are in this. Where the bad guys, I'll say, are chasing after people, and it's done in like this creepy slow-mo, and I actually enjoyed that a lot. Like, I was like, wow, this is quite creepy the way they're filming this. And there's some good gore, not insane, but some good gore in the Night of the Sorcerers. But it's like at the beginning, it's it looks like an African tribe of some sort, an island nation, and they're sacrificing a girl at an altar, and the nudity in this is off the charts. It's like so much nudity. Like, the movie opens with this African tribe whipping this woman while she's tied up, and as he's whipping her, this all pieces of her clothing are slowly falling off. He whips her strap, and this arm and this boob falls out, and then he whips the other strap, this boob falls out, until she's completely naked, and they sacrifice her, and then it cuts to like long time later, we'll say, and I can't remember the exact time that it cuts to, but it cuts to a while later, and a new group of people are coming to the same place where this happened, and basically it's the people are coming back, and that's about it for storyline. Like, that's it. It is what it is, but it's not good. I can't say this is a good movie, but it's not crap either. It falls right in the middle. It's like a 2.5 out of 5. Falls right in the middle. Obviously another must watch. They all are. Everything I do, I feel like, is a must watch, unless I watch something Like right now at the beginning of these videos where I'm picking stuff that I'm pretty sure I'll like when I watch. It's hard. I'm not going to hit any that I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. But The Loreley's Grasp, that's the second film here, also from 1974. It is... Oh, I need to say that these are both foreign language films as well. But I watched the English dubbed version because I had just watched a few foreign language movies and I was kind of sick of reading by the time I did this one. And the dubs were actually good, so it wasn't that bad. That's another quick thing I gotta mention about New Fist of Fury. Another reason why it might have dropped for me is that the transfer on this isn't the greatest, and the sound quality. I watched, like, the US version was English dubbed, and then the other one wasn't, and both of the sounds, like, sometimes their voices were, like, echoey and crackly, which is fine because it's true to its original source, but I don't know, if you're gonna buy one of these limited editions, it'd be nice for them to include a version that is, like, cleaned up so that you can, like, a third version of the movie even, especially for the price they're charging. Yeah, Loreley's Grasp. It is, without ruining this one, it's a bunch of women. Let's say they're, like, in a dorm type thing, and there's a beast killing them off one by one. You don't know what the beast is. It's a mystery on trying to figure out what the beast is, who it is. These women hire a guy, which is funny. They hire a guy to come, like, hunt the beast for them. And every girl in the dorm is just... It's like they've never seen a man before. They're just all just dying to have sex with this guy. But it's another 2.5. Like, it's almost good, just not good. It just falls a little short. But the creature effects were okay. A lot of the shots were zoomed in. So, like, it's a guy in a suit, obviously, so the shots are zoomed in so that you can't see a lot of what's going on. And there's some decent kills, but nothing extravagant. It's still, you gotta see it, because it's different. It's cool. The creature kind of looks like Gillman from Creature of the Black Lagoon a little bit, mixed with, like, Wolfman, maybe. Like, it's different. It's cool. Definitely check both those out. Especially if you can get your hands on that 2-pack. I don't think I paid that much for it. It was a cheaper one. This next one, I'm going to get off horror for a second and bounce over to the DC animated universe. I've been wanting to watch this one for a while. This is Batman, Soul of the Dragon. Thought it'd be right up my alley because it's martial arts based. A little bit of blaxploitation in here. It feels like a Batman animated movie that was made in, like, the 70s, but modernized, obviously. Great story here. They're all at a temple training to become warriors. They all go off in different directions. Bruce Wayne's one of them. They all go off, and it shows what they become, obviously, later in life. And they all have to bound back together again to fight this ancient evil that's been awakened. And I'll leave it at that because these movies aren't the longest. They all run at about 1:20. Yeah, an hour, 20 minutes. They're pretty straight to the point. Anybody that's seen a DC animated movie. These things, like, some of these are masterpieces. This one I would land in, like, a 3.5 out of 5. But that would really depend on your personal taste. Like, I love the setting and, like, the storyline because I really love martial arts movies, so, and it takes a lot from that. And it's definitely worth a watch. It's anybody that hasn't seen any of the DC animated movies needs to jump in. There's some good ones too, like some really standout ones I'll get to eventually because I have almost all of them. I'm only missing a couple, and they're not even like mainline ones. They're like I'm missing a couple Teen Titans and like ones like that. I'm not missing any of the main lines. I have completed sets, so I'll be getting to quite a few of these eventually. And I'll just give you my quick thoughts on each one as I go, because I know they're in really niche movie genre. So I'll just be quick through those. This next one's another Scream Factory release. This is Murders in the Rue Morgue here. This is from 1932, starring Bela Lugosi. Based on an Edgar Allan Poe classic story. Here's the reversible art, the original there. Really good stuff there. I don't know which one I like better. Jeez, they're both good. Decide on that later. Yeah, 1932. This is some classic horror right here. Just recently, in the last couple of years, started deep diving on the classics as well, and I'm loving them. Like, it's so cool to me because they're unlike anything made today. So, like, I'm of strong belief that if you haven't seen a movie, it's brand new. It means it's a new movie, because it shouldn't matter what the movie looks like, what the acting styles are. It's a new movie, you haven't seen it, so give it a chance. This one runtime really short. It's only 1 hour, 61 minutes. And it's a classic Murders in the Rue Morgue story where a man's Bela Lugosi is trying to, he's basically a scientist living in a hardcore Christian world. And he's trying to prove that man and ape are of the same species, and no one will believe him, and he does some bad stuff to try to prove it. It's very straight to the story, 60 minutes, quick. New TV show that I'm not even gonna get in on names. I bad on names, but it's the new Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix, which is like a masterpiece of a show. I only had a couple problems with it, and they weren't like filming problems, they were like other things. And that show does a great episode on Murders in the Rue Morgue with the apes. It's really good. But yeah, give that a check, that a watch. It's worth it. Scream Factory put it out, so you're in for somewhat of a treat usually. My next one here is from just Disney themselves, and me and my daughters and my wife wanted to give this a watch. I hadn't heard good things about the 4K transfer on this. This is Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl on 4K. And I have to tell you that this is easily the worst 4K in my entire collection. The transfer on this thing is an abomination. It's so dark in some spots. And it's meant to be like beautiful, and it's just, they suck the fucking color out of this thing. I don't understand what the hell they were thinking. Disney needs to really, it's another one of these things where I feel like they do this just to piss physical media lovers off, and they don't want to give you too good of something, because if they do that, then you won't sign up to their streaming service because it's better than their streaming quality, so they make it a little less. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean on 4K, it's nice to own it, I guess. But to be honest, next time I go to watch this movie, I'm putting the Blu-ray in. Luckily, it comes with the Blu-ray. I would rather watch the Blu-ray on this than the 4K. It's much better. But everybody's seen the first Pirates. I'll just skim through that one quick. Excellent adventure movie. Johnny Depp's the best pirate in the history of films, in my opinion. I don't even think there's a close second, to be honest. He just mastered that role. Everybody does a good job in it. A couple annoying parts from Orlando Bloom where he's a little bit too not manly. Like, that's my biggest complaint with that franchise is Orlando Bloom is trying to play like a badass, and it just doesn't work. Like, there's a reason why he's Legolas in Lord of the Rings and not Aragorn. It's because he doesn't look like a badass. He's too modelly. So that's a little part that irritates me, but yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. If you have the Blu-ray, stick with it. There's no point in upgrading to that 4K. It's terrible. Next one here is from Synapse, but I'm pretty sure it's Synapse Films. That's The First Demons. This is from Dario Argento. This is produced by Argento. It's actually directed by Lamberto Bava, right there on the front. This is an absolute classic, in my opinion. I was going to say masterpiece, but I don't think it's a masterpiece. It's just a classic. It's to me, it's like a 4 to 4.5 out of 5. So not masterpiece level, because that would be 5s for me. But what can I say about Demons? Anybody that hasn't seen Demons needs to put this on their watch list. Gore lovers. It's got enough gore there to please any gore lover. Storyline's good. Bunch of people. It starts out on like a train station. A bunch of people. There's these, I'll say, mysterious, weird people that are handing out free tickets to come to their theater to watch the movie they made. And there's a girl that she's a prostitute, and she gets to the movie theater. She puts on the mask. She's just one of the like 20 characters that make it to this theater. She puts on a mask that's in the waiting area, the lobby, and it cuts her face. And all hell begins. The curse has been given to her. By the time this thing's done, I won't reveal, obviously, but all hell is broken loose. The demons are all really cool looking. The practical effects are off the charts in this. Like, just some great stuff. Eyeballs, fucking fingernails, teeth. They touch on all the cringy shit. But I love it, and I'm usually not even the biggest fan of super gore movies. Movies that are just gore. But I don't know, man. And then you get to the soundtrack, which is just great. Like, it's all Billy Idol. You got some Saxon in there. You got just all the classics. I believe Motley Crue is in it. Like, just that 80s metal feel, and it's awesome. Soundtrack's great. There's an iconic scene where the demons are coming up a stairwell and all their eyes are glowing. It's actually on the cover even. Unreal. Great stuff there. Demons is a must watch. Put that at the top of all your watch lists if you haven't seen it. My next watch here was recommended by my friend Joe. He was talking to me about this, and I've had it in my collection for over a year. Been wanting to get to it, and that is The Beastmaster. This is from Vinegar Syndrome. That's just the cover box there from Vinegar. Really nice slipcover. It's the 4K edition. I'm not sure if this comes with the Blu-ray. I'll check in a second. There's the back of the case, in case you want to read anything there. But Beastmaster, what a freaking crazy movie this was. This is a 3-disc. Comes with the, on the 4K, obviously, it comes with the movie by itself, and then all the special features are on one of these Blu-ray discs. And then the Blu-ray version of the actual movie. Comes with a couple different cuts of the movie. It's basically the ultimate version of this movie if you're ever going to buy it. This is the last version you need to buy. And yeah, 1982. what can I say about this? This is like Conan the Barbarian, but low budget, cheesy, cheesier, and fun. Just some fun stuff here. Like the basic story. I will say that it like he's a beastmaster. He gets born from his name's Dar. He gets born from a a witch comes in when he's a baby and his mom's pregnant, and she does a spell and transfers her from the mother's belly into an animal's belly, so he's technically born from a beast, and I think that's what gives him his powers. Like, I'm gonna be giving this movie another watch in the near future, because sometimes it takes a couple watches to really clue in on a lot of things. This was the first time I had ever seen it. And it has like, oh man, it has a scene where he first runs into the female lead, and it's played by Tanya Roberts. From, what would people know her from? She plays Donna's mom in that 70s show. That would probably be her most popular thing that people would know her from. But yeah, she's younger in this, obviously. And when he first sees her, she's having a bath in like a hot pool, and he's like spying on her and everything, and then he gets his animals to like scare the crap out of her and then come in as this hero, and it's just so cheesy and funny. I was like, wow, this is epic. The music's all great. Storyline's cool. You got to take down the evil bad guy, played by Rip Torn, which is a phenomenal name. Rip Torn. Yeah, Beastmaster. You got to give that a watch. This is a really nice collectible too. Like, Vinegar Syndrome does some good slip covers. Put good art in there. All right, only got a couple left here. My next one is Dario Argento's Suspiria. A lot of people have seen Suspiria. This is, if you haven't, put it up at the top of your list, just like Demons, because it's this is must-watch stuff. Runs at, what is this, 98 minutes, so it's not terribly long. This is from Synapse. This is the 4K edition. Comes with the Blu-ray too. There's the original cover art. It comes with, it doesn't come with the booklet. The booklet is just a catalog that shows all their upcoming titles, but it comes with both the 4K, and I don't think it comes with the Blu-ray. I think this is 4K only, and the Blu-ray disc that's included is just special features. So yes, if you don't own 4K setup, don't buy this edition. This is 4K only. But man, what can you say about Suspiria? One of the best scores in movie history, in my opinion. The music, like the score in this, just, oh man. I literally hum it in my head for days after watching this. This is about the 5th or 6th time. I think this was the 6th time I've watched this. And this 4K looks absolutely beautiful. And this is the kind of movie that 4K really feels special on because of the color palette that he uses in this. It is unreal, the color palette. Unlike any movie I've ever seen before. That's what Suspiria is. It's got the storyline of movies I've seen before, but just the look and feel of this thing is unlike anything I've ever watched before. It's classic witch storyline. Feels like Hereditary and modern witch movies. But a girl arrives at a ballet school. Weird stuff starts happening, and it's witches. I'll say that. But most people know that already. It's not really a spoiler. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you kind of know it's a witch movie. I would hope. I think. Sorry if you didn't. But yeah, kills in this thing are great. Everything about it. You gotta watch Suspiria. And then my last item. This is 3 movies. This is my second watch of these. I needed to watch them a second time because I know I loved them a lot the first time, but needed to give them all a second watch. And this is from Shout Selects line, number 65 on the spine there. This is the Street Fighter collection. This is with Sonny Chiba from the early 70s. I love that art too, with all the different like characters from the movies, from the whole trilogy in here. But yeah, this is 74. All 3 of these came out in the same year, which is freaking wild. 74. I watched of the first movie, I watched both the English dub and original language, Japanese, and to be honest, the English dubs on these are some of the best I've seen in martial arts movies, to be honest, because usually they're shit, but they were really good. But obviously the original language is way better. I put this artwork on here. It's just from it's the poster art from the 3 movies. You got all 3 movies are on separate discs, which is nice. They all get their own discs, loaded with special features. Interviews with Sonny Chiba here, where he talks about how to, like in the interview, he literally is like teaching you how to kill somebody in 1 hit. It's some phenomenal stuff. I watched all the special features. It's crazy. I just love his personality, and his facial expressions in these movies are like legendary stuff. If you see it, you'd be like, it feels like you've seen it before. And things like, in other, like Bruce Lee stuff, sort of. It feels like you've seen it in movies before. And oh man, the gore. Like, these are gory movies. They could almost be considered horror movies at some spots because there's so much blood and gore. Got one point in the first movie, he rips a guy's balls off and crushes them in his hand. At a spot in the second movie, he punches a guy in the back of his head, and his eyeballs shoot out of the front of his head, and it looks like they bought like googly eyes from the store. Like, it's cheesy, but then the storyline is like, it's all Yakuza gangster storyline, and he's kind of working both sides. He's not really a good guy or a bad guy. He's kind of just taking the Yakuza down his way, and they're badass. The freaking soundtrack is awesome. Can't say enough about that. As soon as you put the disc in and you hear the menu music, you're gonna be like, ooh, I like this. Like, as soon as you hear it, it just sucks you in. Very, very Quentin Tarantino feel. Like, obviously Tarantino must love these movies too, because it feels like he takes a lot of his stuff from them. But must watches, all 3. First one is just the Street Fighter. Second one's called Return of the Street Fighter. Third one's called The Street Fighter's Last Revenge. They also introduce a character in this. I cannot remember the actress's name for the life of me. I should have looked that up, but she got her own spin-off movies as well. It's called Sister Street Fighter, which I have, and I'll be doing that eventually. I've never seen them, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully there's something similar to these, because these are just awesome. Like, look at this collage of bad guys one more time. Like, it's just really freaking great stuff. It's almost like video game-esque, like just your collage of supervillains that he's gonna take down one at a time, maybe. Throw a maybe in there. But yeah, great sound transfers, some funny scenes. There's some sex scenes that are kind of hilarious, the way they play out. Just excellent stuff. Must watch. Anybody that's a fan. This is another Shout Select, like the Shout Select line that does the numbered spines here. I love the numbered spines, but they also irritate me as a collector because I know I'll never be able to get them all, but I want them all because I just think it looks so good when they're all numbered side by side. But so I'm mixed on that. Like, do I want people to put numbers on spines or don't I? It's a good question actually for the comments. If anybody has a comment on that, like, do you like numbered spines or don't you? Because I do like them, but only if I'm gonna collect the series. It's nice. I hate having, oh, I have number 1, and then I have number 38, and then I have number 59. It's annoying, but I'll deal with it. Maybe one day I can complete an entire series, which would be cool. If I ever do, I'll post a video immediately of the entire line of numbered spines completed, because that would be pretty cool, in my opinion. Probably impossible, because I'd have to pay $200 for a movie probably for some of them, because they'll be lost and out of print. But yeah, it's a good weekend. I'll do a quick little hold up here so I can get a thumbnail. But yeah, here's what I did for this weekend. That's not bad for one weekend. 13 films, I believe. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. 13 movies one weekend. Not too shabby. So this week, I'm going to give you a little rundown of my upcoming episodes. For Wednesday, I have my first episode coming that is going to showcase 2 films I got from Imprint for review purposes. The review copies they sent me. So I'm going to be putting full written reviews up on Instagram, and I'm going to open them up and show you what they look like on here, because I like the cases they came in. Really nice. But I'll save that for Wednesday. And then I'm also going to be doing something else on Wednesday with that. I'm going to open with that, and then I'll do something else. And then Friday's episode, I'm yet to decide. So I'm looking forward to this week. It's going to be fun. Got lots to knock off. But thank you very much for joining me. I can't wait to see you on Wednesday. Leave, comment, and like my video if you enjoy it. But leave some comments. I love talking movies. I'll comment and talk to you on there for freaking days on each video. I love talking movies. I could talk movies forever. I'll be talking movies for the rest of my life. And it could be like the only conversations I have, and I'd be happy. But yes, thank you for joining me. See you Wednesday.